It is morning on Lake George. The sun reaches the mountaintops, much as it has every day for time immemorial. Nature abounds, as it has for thousands of years. And crystal clear waters gently lap the shores of over 170 tranquil islands. It is one of the clearest, cleanest large lakes in the world. In 1791, Thomas Jefferson visited here, noting that Lake George is without comparison the most beautiful water I ever saw. Finely interspersed with islands, its water limpid as crystal. Since then, generations have discovered the magic that is uniquely Lake George. A place where childhood memories are made. A place where we're closer to nature and to each other. But today, the lake is somehow different. Because today, Lake George is approaching a tipping point, a critical threshold that leads to irreversible decline. While there are many pressures on the lake's vulnerable ecosystem, the lake is being attacked on three main fronts. First, there are currently 5 aquatic invasive species, including milfoil, Asian clams, zebra mussels, and spiny water fleas, all without natural predators or controls. Second, road salt runoff, which rushes down the mountainsides, dumping salt into the lake. In fact, salt concentrations have tripled in just the last 30 years, posing a grave threat to native species and to the lake as a primary source of drinking water. And third, the lake's signature water clarity and quality are now exhibiting declines, mostly due to fertilizers, stormwater runoff, wastewater, and alien fish species, all of which undermine the lake's ecology. So the real question is, what happens if the lake does reach the critical tipping point? As we've learned from many other lakes, if Lake George passes the tipping point, the consequences can be disastrous. Reduced water clarity is often an early warning, followed by algae blooms that further choke the lake's ecosystem. Native species die off due to competition from invasive species and the compounding effects of salt and other contaminants. And the decline accelerates until finally a new unnatural ecosystem takes hold in an ecological freefall. As the lake goes into rapid decline, so do tourism revenues and property values. And once the tipping point has been passed, it's either exponentially more expensive or ecologically impossible to reverse the process. Clearly, the tipping point can be avoided. With over 30 years of study on Lake George, we know that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. In fact, in 2014, we achieved an important victory as we introduced a groundbreaking invasive species prevention program, the first of its kind east of the Mississippi. And out of 20,000 boats inspected, over 150 were carrying invasive species, and 1,200 high-risk boats were decontaminated as well. And the Jefferson Project, a historic partnership of the FUND, IBM, and RPI, is ushering in the world's most advanced monitoring and computer analytics to inform solutions to the lake's growing problems. Never before have the opportunities for protection nor the perils of impending decline been so starkly clear. More than any other action, investment is the key to protection. Our most vital partners are those investors who understand what's at stake and the legacy they wish to pass on. It is morning on Lake George, because it is also the dawn of a new era. If we act now, together, we'll stop and even reverse the onslaught of threats attacking our lake. Please join us as a partner for the lake we love. And when we're successful, it will be our legacy, a living legacy for our children, grandchildren, and generations to come.